Hi guys, Trevor Swenson back with Through the Darkness, my personal journey with post-traumatic stress disorder, trauma, and stressor-related disorder. And I want to talk to you today about a phrase that really has helped me mentally to accept where I'm at in my journey with PTSD in hopes that maybe it helps you as well. And that phrase is adapting to survive, or adaptations for survival. Either one of the phrases will work. But when I take a look at how PTSD has manifested itself in my life and what has gone on, for instance, the first one I'll start with is the chemical dependency. And I was blown away as to the level of compassion and understanding and the initiative that was taken by the healthcare team when they knew my story and they were able to put two and two together and able to narrate exactly what had happened to me. And one of the things that haunts me and follows me around is the word shame. It's very easy to fall into a lot of shame, or a deep level of shame, apathy, self-loathing, for instance, when it comes to things like chemical dependency. And really, what I want to do is I want to first tell you that my chemical dependency was an adaptation that my body made to simply survive. I was in survival mode. My body and my mind were saying, this is bad. You are hurting. We need to do something. Body, mind, we need to do something to survive here. And my adaptation for survival was alcoholism. And since being diagnosed with PTSD, there have been other adaptations that have taken place for my survival as well. For instance, social aversion is another one of them. One of the reasons that I deliver these messages of encouragement and information from the middle of a cedar swamp a lot of times is that social aversion is an adaptation right now that has a hold of me, but it's for my survival. And when you think about all the different adaptations that can manifest themselves in trauma and stressor-related disorder, you think of things like overeating, you think of social aversion, you think of very, very strong emotions to get out of a situation. You think of lack of trust. You think of shame. You think of humiliation. You think of all of these things bombarding you that could very easily, if one allowed them to, could really overtake you and begin to define who you are, rather than an adaptation of survival that your body has taken. And with PTSD and trauma and stress-related disorder, think about it. Your body is just simply trying to survive. It's trying to survive the onslaught of the chemical dumps that are taking place, the fear, the anxiety, the depression, and any adaptation that will take place that feels like it is going to help you survive becomes a legitimate adaptation for survival. And I've taken it a lot easier on myself, having learned that and having seen it mirrored in loving providers. That, for instance, as I've said before, one of the most powerful things that was spoken to me was when I did go in and take that powerful first step to take care of my chemical dependency. the lady whom I'll never forget ever for the rest of my life and I'll forever be indebted to said, you need to deal with trauma and this PTSD, what I see as clear PTSD, you need to deal with that first. Deal with the trauma first, and then we will deal with the chemical dependency, because the chemical dependency was an adaptation to survive the trauma, the ongoing trauma in my mind that was continually playing over and over and over again and had developed over a period of time. So today what I wanted you to think about in your trauma walk is, what adaptations to survive do you have in your life? And as I think of my life, I think of chemical dependency, I think of social aversion, I think of boundaries with certain personality types, I think of very specific reactions. Murphy's having a heck of a time out here today. I think of very specific reactions to very specific personality types. I think of a lot of different things that are very specific adaptations for survival. And so I ask you the question, what are your adaptations for survival? And I'm challenging you not to beat yourself up over the adaptations for survival when you recognize what they are. They could be emotional, they could be physical, they could be chemical, but just to take responsibility to get well. To get well. Like the provider said, this is not your fault. You did not choose PTSD, but it is your responsibility to take those steps to help yourself become healthy. I just wanted to leave you with that today, to think about adaptations for survival and how they might manifest in your life and how they've manifested in my life. I can't wait to meet with you again. This is Trevor Swenson with Through the Darkness. We'll see you soon.